side, you can see Rose. That's if your screen is configured the same way that mine is. Stay tuned because we're going to give you an opportunity to share and make a difference with other people. So if you're logged on right now, there's a really good chance you're in the right place. So we're going to tell you a little bit of a story about Healing Through Love and how we got where we are and what we do and the impact that we make. We're going to share with you a story of an individual person and the difference that we made in her life. And then we're going to share with you how you can help us make a difference and what you're going to receive in return. So let's start with what you're going to get in return, because really this is fundamentally about you. So today, and this platform is all around sharing the opportunity and creating content that you can share with your tribes so that you can grow yourself as an authority in your own space. So what does that look like? We're going to give you the opportunity, if you decide to lean in with us, and come and be interviewed in this space by one of our expert panels, which are on both sides of me. And it'll give an opportunity for you to share a story about your life and why Healing Through Love and creating a safe place to land is important, and what your business service is. Now, I'm really excited to say we've got our very first guest lineups, and we're going to be starting the very first Tuesday of May, and we'll be interviewing some really beautiful people. Okay, so today is like a test run so that you can see us and see what we do, and so we can actually play with the tech, is really quite honest. And we're having a lot of fun. If the girls break into fits of laughter, it's because something behind the scenes has gone amiss, and that's okay because this is a practice session. All right, so I'd like to start by just getting the girls to just share their stories individually, and then I'd like to tell the story of Healing Through Love and how we became created. So over to you, Ali.
Oh, you want to go with me first? Oh, excellent. Alphabetical order, maybe. Yeah, so I became involved with Healing Through Love only last year when these two beautiful women asked me to join in, which was fantastic. And the reason for that was because I went to the Healing Through Love Pamper Day last year, and it was incredible. I have a background myself of I have actually survived 3 separate domestic violence relationships, first being my boyfriend when I was 16 years old, and then 2 husbands after that, to the point where when I was 23 years old, I was just really in a bad place. You know, my husband and I had 2 children under the age of 14 months. Yes, that is correct. We had a business that we decided to start running from home because he was unemployed. We had a mortgage that we couldn't afford. I was suffering from postnatal depression after both my children, and my husband was on drugs, which I didn't know. So, as you can imagine, there was a lot of stuff going on, and it just reached a boiling point where he did actually start becoming quite abusive to me, and I became suicidal. So I was at the stage where I was almost prepared to end my life, and thankfully my 2 beautiful children stopped me because I didn't want to leave them without a mum. So, you know, then my dad, God love him, actually shared with me a purple booklet about what I was going through, and I actually didn't know. I didn't realise that I was going through domestic violence, you know, because I wasn't being physically hit or kicked or punched or anything. But you know, when I read this booklet, I realised what I was going through, and thankfully my dad helped me get out of that relationship. And, you know, after that, then I unfortunately was still thinking of myself as someone who needed to have a husband or a man in my life to make myself complete. So I married another abuser. So that's a little bit about my history and why I actually have a real passion to help ladies like yourselves who have survived domestic violence, and I just want to, you know, advocate and help anyone. And that is why, you know, when I went to the Pamper Day last year, I think I went up to, I think it was Rose and Charlene, and I actually said to you both, didn't I? I said, you have to let me be involved. So I was thrilled last year when they actually contacted me and asked me to be involved. So that is a little bit about me.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And I can still see your beautiful face on the screen. And I know that Rose is sorting this out so that we can all jump back on together. Or Rose, would you like to go next, please, and explain a little bit about your story, and then I can go through the story of Healing Through Love.
She's there somewhere.
And while Rose is figuring that out, we can't actually hear Rose. Can't hear you. Can't hear you, Rose.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Rose.
Hello. Yes, now you can hear me. Yes, I'm playing with the buttons. I'm sorry about that. So I'm working out the behind the scenes things, and I will get to that, and it will be perfect next time, hopefully. Anyway, hello. My name's Rose Davidson. I am the current president of Healing Through Love, and it is my great privilege to be in that position. I started with Healing Through Love at its inception, well, just shortly after its inception, actually, and took on the role as their be the everything person. So I organised all the admin behind the scenes for our very first Pamper Day in 2018, and we held that at the Marion Aquatic Centre obviously in Marion in South Australia. We had quite a good turn up at the inaugural one, and it was an absolutely awesome day. The sprooms smelled delicious with all the natural oils and so forth, and just the vibe in there was just so warm and loving. And we had speakers on that day, and they shared their stories of growth and healing, and it was absolutely wonderful. And then last year we had our second Pamper Day at the Uniting Church in Playford, and my goodness, it was just that was even better than the first one. Even though we were a bit disorganised for that event, it ended up being an absolutely awesome day. And there was so much healing and so much energy and so much love in the room. It's just great. So I come from a place of domestic violence. From some years ago, I left home at 14 and progressed into different unhealthy relationships growing up. And so I didn't realise that they were domestic violence. I just lived through them, being a child and growing up and not knowing any better. I just continued on the path of abusive relationships until my current one. So, yeah, happily married, have been almost married now 30 years. We had a rocky start for the first 10 years. He comes from a very masculine background where the woman, just did what she was told. But, I think through growing together, we've learnt that, that we can share whatever there is. So there is hope for survivors. If the relationship starts rocky, there's no reason why you can't progress into a healthy, happy relationship. So that's my story. So now I will put you onto the lovely and beautiful Charlene.
Thank you, Rose, so much for sharing such a beautiful story about yourself. And really, that's how we grow in this space, is we grow by sharing. Someone's phone's not on silent. That's okay. That was a little bit of light music to introduce me. Okay, so I know that that's how we grow in this space, is that we grow by sharing stories, and that's what makes being, I think, a woman pretty unique, in that we've got that opportunity to share, because for us it seems to be easier to communicate via stories and tell each other what's happening. So Healing Through Love has got quite a history. It actually started off as Brave Fox, My Brave Fox, and it just didn't get off the ground. That was the initiative of the beautiful Natasha Olson. and they had a go at putting it together, and for one reason or another couldn't move forward. Natasha then went to the Marion Council. They ran a leadership course, and at the leadership course, then they were given an assignment. And so Natasha chose as her assignment this project that she'd started but hadn't been able to get off the ground. So Natasha called myself and Rimi and a few other girls together to have a conversation around getting this off the ground. And that's when it was born. That's when it was born. Healing Through Love was born. We got gifted the name. It just sort of turned out of the ether. And then everything else just turned from there. It was like we were on a mission, and that's how it was created. And as Rose has already shared with you, the first one was a huge success. We learned, and it's been a huge learning curve. We've learned as we've gone with what we need to do and what we need to do to make a difference. So what the Healing Through Love Pamper Days are about is creating a soft place to land for people that have been impacted by family and domestic violence. So what does that look like? So it looks like a completely free event for the people that participate. It looks like women that are currently at risk turning up. It looks like women who've survived and come out the other side turning up. It looks like a comfortable place to be. So once they come through the door, they get gifted a goodie bag. And at the last event, we gave the girls an opportunity to go shopping. We had an op shop set up, and they can take anything they like: skincare, makeup, there were handbags, jewellery, clothes, shoes, everything you could possibly imagine. Just fill your bags with what you needed. And then you wander around from stall to stall and have these experiences. So this is where you come into it. If you provide a service that can make a difference for a person, this is what we're looking for. People that in that space can make a difference. So the Pamper Day goes along the lines of the girl might come in and she might sit down and have a hand massage. So if you have products that you can use for hand massage, well, then that's a fabulous place to do. We also have girls that have facials. So if you've got skincare products or a beauty therapist or beauty consultant, that's perfect. Then we had girls have their hair coloured and cut and also styled. So we had last time several hairdressers working in that space. And then we had makeup artists, so some kids from a local makeup school, and they did makeup. We also had tarot readers, we had light healers, we had Bowen therapy, we had kinesiology, we had Psych K. Like, there wasn't a healing modality that wasn't expressed in that space. And then we also had rune readers. We also had ministers of religion there as well. And then we had service providers, so people that are linked to women's health services. And we also had representatives from the police. We also had local MPs as well. So they actually launched the day. So it's a place to get educated. It's also a place to be pampered as well. And in that space are girls, as I say, that are currently at risk, and also girls that have survived. And they're out the other side, and this is a part of their celebration to complete that success cycle. So if you're listening to this, you might fall into one of the categories. You might be currently experiencing challenges in the area of domestic violence. Remember, it's not just physical. There's lots of other layers of domestic and family violence. So if you need support on any of those levels, then you'd be someone who'd turn up as a participant to one of our Pamper Days. Now, we were launching one in May here in Adelaide and another one in May in Tasmania. And obviously, due to the virus, that's not what we're doing today. So we have shelved them until we get things more organised and we wait for this to pass. In the meantime, we're going to be supplying information and education and a little bit of entertainment, it looks like, in this space. And so what that's going to look like is that we're going to turn up here every week. We're going to be interviewing the people that have contributed with us so far and paid it forward to other people. And then we're also looking for boys and girls to be in this space and interviewed with us if you've got a service that can make a difference to other people. So every week we'll have someone who's either a service provider or in the educational space or even a spiritual space, because we're looking at this from a holistic point of view. Moving forward, we're looking for you to participate with us in our pamper packages as well. So if you've got surplus product, what we do is we put together pamper packages and we get that to the front line. They end up in the hands of the women who have just escaped. Yes, and we're also moving forward. Once we expand a little bit more, we're going to have the capacity to be able to assist men. What that looks like is it won't be a pamper day, it's going to be a man's retreat. We're going to make it very masculine. And that won't be run by us because that's not our area of expertise. It will be run by, oh, there was something that popped onto the screen and it disappeared. I wasn't fast enough to read it, sorry. That's going to be run by some men who thanks, Tiffany. Yes, please, I'd love some healing. Oh, God bless you. So, Tiffany, every week we're going to be running this show, and we would love you to come along and have a look-see at what we're doing. On top of that, Tiffany, we have our Healing Through Love page, and if you're a participant, if you're someone who wants to make a difference for somebody else, we also have a group where we will be sharing information and getting ready for the next Pamper Day. So, Tiffany, if you would like to participate and come along to one of our events, it's just to register, and it's easy to do that. You can just contact our Facebook page and let Rose know, who handles all the other stuff behind the scenes, but know that you're interested in participating. So we've also got a new business partner starting with us very soon, but we will hold this space and we'll let you know more about that very shortly, as we'll be interviewing her here in this space as well. Okay, so that's what Healing Through Love Pamper Days are about, an opportunity and a place to heal and experience all of these beautiful layers of pampering, and all for free. And the girls, this is a really interesting story, is in the very first year, some of the girls that came as participants, they came back the following year to hold their own stall. In the space of 1 year, they were able to find themselves a business, or a side hustle as it should be, and then be in a position to pay it forward by having their own stall and being able to pamper other people. Now that is a true success story. Come in on one end as a customer and come out the other end as a person who is participating fully in the process and making a difference for other people. That's amazing. That's a success story. But before I jump off and let the girls jump back on, I just wanted to share with you a story about a beautiful lady, and I won't use because she won't be watching. But at our very last Pamper Day, we had a beautiful lady turn up, and she came to the door, and she was standing at our free shopping experience with her empty bag in one hand, and she was frozen. She was just looking at the shop, and she couldn't move. So I came up to her, and I was on the first stand, and I said, oh, come over and let me give you a hand massage. And she came over and sat down. Well, I took her by the hand and she came over and sat down, and I started to do a hand massage on her. And as we were sitting there and talking and relating, I asked her, I said, oh, come on, tell me what was happening for you at the shop. I could see that you were just standing there, literally with your mouth open, just staring at the shop. Was it that you were so excited to see all of these wonderful things that you could take for free? And she looked down for a little while, and then when she looked up, she said, it's been such a long time. I haven't even been able to choose the underwear that I wear, what bras I wear, what clothes I wear. I wasn't even allowed to choose how I got my hair cut. It's been this way for more than a decade. And when I stood there at your shop, I was overwhelmed with choice. I just don't even know how to make a choice. And I composed myself, because by that stage I was crying, and continued to give her a hand massage. And she said, and that's what's happened with my hair, is that I wasn't even allowed to make choices about how I had my hair. He had my head shaved. So for the longest period of time, she'd had her head completely shaved, and she had about 1 inch of growth all over her head. So, this is the first time in over a decade that she'd had hair. And so there wasn't much to style when she went over to have her hair done, but she got a beautiful, beautiful head massage, and she did get her hair washed. And then she had makeup applied and skincare and total treatment. I saw her later on during the day, and she just gave me the biggest cuddle. And she said, you've saved my life. This Pamper Day has made such an impact. Thank you. That's why we do the Pamper Days. We're saving one heart at a time and creating a safe place for people to land who have experienced domestic and family violence. So if these stories, if they ring true for you, if either you're a survivor yourself or you have friends or family that have been through this, then step up and lean forward and come and make a difference with us and create these beautiful, safe places for people to land. Now, I'm going to ask my colleagues to jump back on because we're almost finished. We've only got 3 more minutes to go. Where are you, Rose? Where are you, Ali? I can't see you. And we've got rolling down the bottom of the screen. We've got how to contact us if you'd like to be a participant. Hello, Ali. If you'd like to be if you'd like to be a participant, or if you'd like to attend one of our events. And the name of our business there is Healing Through Love. And we have a Facebook page which you can contact, and Rose will be the person that you're speaking to, because Rose is the see-all, be-all of anything and everything. She keeps this ship afloat. We don't know how some days, because if you could see us before this event, you would be laughing your head off, I'm telling you. This was very entertaining. Anyway, we have managed to get through the first the first session. If you feel into either of these categories, a person who wants to share, make a difference, or a person who needs the love, please reach out to us. We also can put you in contact with the people who have got the pamper packages. So if you are going through the process right now and you need a pamper pack, we can put you in touch with the people that have the packs that we put together. And there's so much more. And I'm looking forward to you spending this Tuesday with us every week, 1 o'clock Adelaide time to 1:30, just to experience, and share this with us. Girls, have you got anything more to say before we jump off?
No, it's been a learning experience today with the background. It's I'll try and do better next time.
Oh, you're great, Rose. Tiffany Hopkins, if you could just reach out to Rose on the
either on Facebook or through our email, that would be really great. And I look forward to hearing from you. And yeah, it's been a really enjoyable show. For our first one, and we've done well.
We've done well. Now, our next one, guys, and you'll see the posts everywhere. Our next one is going to be in 2 weeks' time. So it will be on the 5th of May, and we've got 2 amazing women we're interviewing, and we will be sharing all of that information. So there'll be events here from My Time TV, so you'll see the details, and that event will be shared to all the pages, so you'll get to see all about that. And then, you'll see it. It'll evolve. This is a fantastic process and a really great place to be. Ali, did you have anything more to say?
I actually just want to say I'm really excited to, be doing this show so that we can learn more about, people's stories and, like we have, how we can become involved in something like this, and how someone who is a survivor can go on to help other people who still might be, going through that process. So, yeah, it's going to be a great show, I can tell, and a learning process, as you say.
It's true. Now, I didn't share my personal story. I will leave that for another day, and it will surprise you on every level, and probably make you cry. And that's okay, because that's how we learn and we live, and we open our hearts through sharing, through story. And I just want to do one little pitch for, if you're a person and you're watching this and you find yourself having to be in front of a camera, and for you this is a challenging place to be, please reach out to me directly. I'm a presentation coach. I help people get in front of the camera, and also a speaking coach. So if you need help with that, reach out to me directly, and I can give you the skills that, isn't this right? Back me up, Rose. I can share with you the tools and techniques that you'll need to get your presentation skills to the next level. Anyway, it's bye from us. God bless you, and we'll speak to you soon.
See ya.
Bye. I don't know. Does it just disappear?